What if the Iran war is not just changing the Middle East, but reshaping global trade routes? Right now, one region is quietly becoming the most important bridge between Asia and Europe, the South Caucasus. The region has quietly become a key link in a major trade route, the Middle Corridor, also known as the Trans-Caspian route. It connects Europe to China while bypassing both Iran and Russia. Now, the Iran war has made this route even more important, because by disrupting the Strait of Hormuz, Iran has shaken global energy flows. Nearly 20% of the world's oil and LNG passes through that route, and it's not just one route under pressure. The Bab el-Mandeb Strait and the Red Sea, which carry about 12% of global trade, have also been repeatedly disrupted by Iran-linked Houthi forces in Yemen. So what's the alternative? Ships can go around Cape of Good Hope, but that adds more than 10 days to the journey between Asia and Europe. And that's where the Middle Corridor comes in, the shortest land route between Europe and China. The Middle Corridor, the shortest geographical route between Europe and China, is intended to move Chinese goods along with critical minerals and energy products from Central Asia to Europe. Both the EU and China have already pledged billions to upgrade ports, railways, and roads along the route. And for countries like Georgia, Azerbaijan, Armenia, this changes everything. They are no longer small regional players. They become key transit powers. Now look at Azerbaijan. Because of the Iran war, rising oil prices are creating a massive opportunity. Analysts estimate Azerbaijan could earn an extra $500 to $600 million every month from increased exports. And it's not just oil. Azerbaijan is also increasing its natural gas supply to Europe to replace disrupted shipments from the Gulf. Right now, Europe gets about 4% of its gas from Azerbaijan. That's around 12.8 billion cubic meters. But by 2027, that number is expected to rise sharply to 20 billion cubic meters, which means Azerbaijan is not just benefiting from this crisis. It is becoming more important to Europe's energy future. But war also creates problems, because for the Middle Corridor to work, it needs stability from China to the European Union and across the South Caucasus. Right now, countries like Georgia, Azerbaijan, Armenia have all stayed neutral, but there is tension beneath the surface. Iran has long been uncomfortable with Azerbaijan's close ties to Israel. In 2025, nearly 46% of Israel's oil came from Azerbaijan through the BTC pipeline, and in return, Azerbaijan receives most of its military equipment from Israel. So from Iran's perspective, this relationship is a threat. At the same time, relations between Iran and Azerbaijan were improving. Both sides were trying to manage differences while cooperating on trade routes linking Iran to Russia. But that balance didn't last. On March 5th, Iranian drones struck an airport in Nakhchivan. Azerbaijan called it a terrorist attack. Azerbaijani officials have also claimed that they stopped sabotage attempts by Iran's IRGC. The targets were serious: the BTC pipeline and even the Israeli embassy in Azerbaijan. Now this is where it gets bigger, because a longer war could threaten a major new project, TRIP, the Trump Route for International Peace and Prosperity. This project was part of a deal brokered by Donald Trump between Armenia and Azerbaijan. The plan is simple: a 43-kilometer road and rail corridor through Armenia, connecting Azerbaijan to Nakhchivan and Turkey. This is important because it would reopen a border that has been closed for decades due to the conflict over Nagorno-Karabakh. And once that happens, a completely new trade corridor is created, alongside existing routes through Azerbaijan and Georgia. The United States strongly supports this project because it sees TRIP as a key supply chain for critical minerals. In the end, the South Caucasus has one clear goal: stability. And leading that thinking is Azerbaijan, because Azerbaijan does not want Iran to collapse, and it does not want this war to continue for too long. Why? Because that would create more uncertainty, more miscalculation, and the risks are serious. A collapse of Iran could trigger economic instability and cause a massive wave of refugees from a country where over 20 million ethnic Azeris live. That would completely destabilize the region. So instead, Azerbaijan prefers a different outcome: a weaker Iran, but still stable, a system that remains in place, but is isolated from the global system, because as long as Iran is seen as a problem, Azerbaijan becomes more valuable. A stable bridge between East and West, and that position gives it power.